Oh, and there we go. There we go. We are now live. We are now live. So let's get this shit going. Let's get this on the road. Before we start, we'll get a few people in here. Get a few people in here before we start. Let me just brighten this light down. Let me just take it down a little. Can everybody hear me? Can you all hear me? If everybody's coming into the room. How we doing, Susan? How we doing to people who are joining? Make sure to all you guys who are joining, please hit that share, please hit that notification, hit that like, get it out. The subject tonight is fraud, corruption, charities, money laundering, you name it. I'm going to be posting some links into the chat. I'm going to be putting them into the description. There's going to be a few little topics what we're already evolving around. Please hit that like, that subscribe, that share. And I'll be saying it again. 788790. Where did all your pensions go? Remember that. Is everything all right there, Matt and Trollgate? It's not a bit glitchy, is it? Is it all right? It's not too wavy, if you know what I mean. Just let me know if you can hear me. I can turn my sound down a touch. Nice. So then, let me just get some more people in here. I'm going to stick some links into the room as well in a minute before we get started. Nice. Before we get started. How are we all this evening? How are we all this evening? Is everybody well this evening? Hope everybody's well who will be joining later and watching, and the people who will be also coming in. And to everybody, we all wish good health upon everybody, even if you are a devil. I'm glad everything's good at this moment in time. So then, guys, how do we all feel about being robbed from his pocket? Before I jump into the charity situation, how do we all feel about being robbed by companies? How do we all feel about giving to charities and how much a CEO, a director, or even an associate makes from that charity if they are sat at the top? When a debt comes to your door and it's a company asking you and forcing you to take money, to take your money, to give your money to them. How are most companies formed nowadays in the UK? By foundations of fraud, disgusting money, estates, land, shares, the GDP, the dollar, whichever currency you want to look at it, it all involves in the black market. We've got charities that are used for the black market to launder money through. I'm going to read a piece of information out in a second. I'm going to get it on the blog as well. The piece of information which somebody else has wrote, a beautiful piece of information, how it tells you as well about how charities are used by criminals to launder large and exclusive amounts of money. To offshore banking, an example, trades, marketing, manipulation, all these kind of things when large amounts of numbers are involved. And like if anybody has seen in the videos of what I have put up, if you have not seen them, go have a look at them. Please share them. Company's House, public domains. Everything what we are talking about is already in public domains because it was created by the establishment itself. Interesting facts for people who are aware of Company's House. The information is all there for you. It's all there for you in a public domain. Companies in the establishment. Why are companies created? Because the government needs companies to make money. make money. They are only created and designed to serve the government's agenda. Charities run through companies and corporations. Think about how much money does a children's charity get, and then how much does a CEO get from that charity. It's a big thing to think about. How much money are you paying out, right, to these kind of companies, and how much money, right, these companies are feeding the fat cats. It's like everybody has a penny taken out of their account by the bank. That penny you think means nothing. How many millions of people have had a penny taken out? How much money has the bank or that person made from taking money from your bank account? How much do they try charging for TV license? For an example, you owe money for your TV license, which is illegal. It's bullshit. Scrap it. The BBC. What was the BBC built on? What foundations were the BBC built on? For an example. Have a look at it up. This is where we talk again, like London has a secret to tell. Yeah? The secret is the company's extorting every single person in the UK with mass financial fraud. And charities are the way, is where it starts. Because everybody's so openly willing to give to these charities, right? And what percentage of these charities, right, give to the actual animals, people, homeless people in the need that they need, the condition what they need. This money's supposed to help them, right? You could be giving £1. That pound could be going where? That pound is going where? Dormant companies created for charities to launder money through, as an example, 788790. Where did all your pensions go? There are no pensions at all. Nothing, not a sausage. You have companies who are dealing with nuclear weapons. These are weapons in the UK, right? Who are making parts. This could be companies who are holding your DNA, your details that you have to pay for, right? Which they are making money from. Yeah, this could be your food, the sales, vehicles, right? Which all this fraudulent money through the foundations of where it has started are these companies, right? If you go back in time, how many charities have changed their name? How many companies have changed their name over time, right? An innocent company which is in an umbrella, a racket, a ladder formation, right? Charities always go to the CEOs first. And then the government has to take its share itself. With what is left, work it out. Like if you get paid JSA, disability benefits, right? They're the ones who are in control of your money. These are the ones are telling you how much you have to live on, right? Think about it. And then they are asking you, telling you, you owe this money. You are being deducted, right? Think about it. Where does this money go back into which you don't receive after they take from you? Where does this money go back into? Think about it. Where does it go into? You lose money through these companies, right? The tax man, for example, because think about this. If we didn't pay tax, these companies who are tax evading, using charities as a scapegoat, right? But if this was us, the average person, what would happen to us? Think about it. If we did this, what would happen to us very people? If we started committing this kind of fraud amounting up to the wealth what these companies have, what would happen to us? It's not a hard answer. And that's the problem. This is financial fraud. These are companies which are enlisted in rackets, umbrellas, formations, estates, you name it, right? Go to 192.com. 192 to search the address. The video's on my feed. 2 Woodbury Grove, Richmond House, all of these companies, right, which are in rackets, formations and ladders, right? We've got Panama and Bahama Papers. These are all filtered through different organisations, different charities, using the charities to launder this money. Now, some people might think this is breathtaking. How does this happen? I've given thousands of pounds to a charity, right? And all you have to do is look on a public domain, how much CEOs get from charities, how much organisations get from these charities before the actual money is to what it's supposed to be. All you have to do is look in a public domain. The information speaks for itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post some links in the chat just for you guys, and then after the video I will post a description underneath with the link. So then guys, the first charity is, and I stated this in the previous video, but people need to have a look. This is in the Gazette, right? Have a look at this first, and I'm going to post the other link that goes with it. All you have to see for yourself. There you go. There's the two links. All you have to do is see it there. And then I'm going to read this out to you also, the third link. And this is on a blog. Don't get me wrong. Found this information just by looking through companies. This is what came up. And I'm going to read it to you. It's about charity donations. And it says, and this is by TL Compliance and Trading Specialists. Charity donations used to money laundering criminals. And this was posted on the 19th of the 4th, 2007. And it says here, cybercrime, fraud and money laundering are things that our business people we have learned to expect. Brackets, not expect. Financial crime is on the increase with a rise of use of technology, so the rise in remote crime is carried out by faceless groups or individuals increase too. However, it is not just cybercrime on the increase. We visited a charity organisation this week and they explained that the number of fraudulent transitions that they have to deal with is also on the rise. When you think of charities, you assume that everyone registering an interest in raising funds for them actually want the money they raise to go towards the good cause that the charity stands for. However, it turns out that this is not always the case. So what should charities be looking out for, and what types of fraud charities are susceptible to? Here are some examples, right? And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy and paste the first few, the first few. If some of you guys don't want to click the link, that's fine. What I'll do is I'm going to copy parts of it, of what it says. So here's the first part of what it says. If it lets me post it. No, it won't let me post it. It won't let me post it. Give me a second. So it says the fake payment. The fraudster will offer the charity 100k on the condition that it spends 50k to another specified charity in another country. When the charity agrees, the payment to the charity of 100k is made using a compromised or stolen credit card. This charity keeps 50k of the donation and sends the remaining 50k to another specified charity bank account. However, it is in the fraudster's personal account. The card user identifies the credit card was compromised and recalls the 100k full amount from the charity. The charity is liable for the sum of 100k. The charity has also unwittingly been involved in money laundering. And this is on this blog now, what I'm writing. All them links, check it out. The main link that's on the Gazette, all you have to do is check the line of the address. Now, anybody with a right mind who's clever will know where that address takes you to. It states it in it itself. You can do the simple research yourself like I've done and many other people have done, where it takes you. Now, this is why I'm mentioning, where did your pensions go? Your pensions have been wiped off the face of the earth. Because how some of us found the information is by people's blogs, by what there was mentioning by certain people, Barbara Kahan, the pioneer, and this is why I'm highlighting her, because she's involved in all of these charities and that lot, previous directors and associates, CEOs, they're all interlinked together. And she's part of the umbrella. Imagine a triangle that's up like that, a triangle. You've got the point at the top, right? You've got the fat cats at the top. It comes down. You've got the ladder, the first ladder. For example, you've got the 3 or 4 main companies, which is on the bracket, or I should say the racket of the ladder, right? Winnington House, Woodbury Grove, 788790 Finchley Road, Richmond House, Highgate Road. You could go through all of these addresses because they're all linked and interlinked to each other, right? Now the point is because there is more than 300,000 companies or more, it's like, where do we start? Now, all you have to do is scrape around the edges, because this is what people do with charities. Dormant companies, right? If one charity is going out of the way, or it's getting something designed to it, it gets thrown into a dormant company. The dormant company is standing still. It becomes active. That company's disappeared. It moved its money to somewhere else. Look at the Bahama and Panama Papers. These are all indications of what charities, companies, employers, directors, all of them together are funneling money through these dormant companies. So if one falls apart, they've got another one that's backed up. You see where I'm coming from? We've got England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. And these are charities in the mix. We've got children's centres, we've got flipping social services, we've got churches, religious activity groups, we've got even taxi drivers or taxis. Do you know what I mean? You can't think of a way, right, that it's not involved. It's like we said the other day. I was talking to my friends and I was saying to them, I said, look, right, take all the main pieces away, right? Take solicitors, take barristers, you take all these charities away, right? And you look at it and you think, which companies are left then? We've got construction companies, right? Which are for building work, you name it. If we take building work away, we've got boat yards, we've got people who are designing things for weapons, we've got any kind of stuff you could think of, food manufacturing, even designing a vehicle, right? All these are all part of these rackets. And this is all over the country. Some of them are still active. Now, this is why I mention Barbara Kahan every time. Social services, right? Because Elm Guest House, that's another one. People know about Richmond House and the interesting stuff. I'm not talking about that at this moment in time. We know about Finchley Road and A1 Company Services, right? Company directors, temple secretaries, company house, the manipulation of how rackets, umbrellas are all formed in these formations. So it's like you having a piece of paperwork and it's dodgy. You're slipping it through another company, and instead of it cleaning like money, you're cleaning the paperwork. So it's getting filed through different things, different names, all this editation, and obviously the dodgy handshake, you know this. So you've got to think of this. When these companies are making millions of pounds, that some of them are in debt, 2,500, 150 grand, not filing no papers, right? But these companies are still standing, and some of them are still dormant with £1 in it, right? And these are all set up little bases for when one falls through, you have another one. Look at Esther Rantzen. She was shouting out something about a charity. That bird's got tweeting for something, hasn't she? Because of a charity and what her ex-partner's involved in. Guys, look it up. And this is the kind of thing. Trollgate, or Matt, if you've got the link, can you post the Esther Rantzen thing in the group, please, so people can have a look at it? And that's very interesting. But we'll leave that to another day. But this is the thing. When you look at it, right, through doing your own researches and thinking for yourself, yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to think for ourselves. You have to open your mind, get your head out of the TV. Don't pay no TV license, right? Because your money is, you're going to work, right? You're going to work and you're giving back into this system, right? And this system that you're giving back is funding paedophilia, terrorism, child trafficking, human trafficking, FGM, you name it, taking your DNA, holding it. Europe, like Atos does, Atos Healthcare, it's got nothing to do with medication. All it does is hold people's details, medical details. And you guys who know what Atos Healthcare is, it's all to do with PIP and all that kind of stuff. That is nothing to do with medical care. Go look what Atos Healthcare is. It's in Europe, France and Germany. They hold your medical records. We have to pay for them. The Europeans can sit and look at all our data. They know everything about us. We have to pay for it. Work it out, what's happening. These companies that hold our data, right? Think about this. Second and third parties, they are making money from us, yeah? And then we, the people who don't think for ourselves, right? You're happily giving to these charities, and the fat cats, right, are openly putting into their market, oh, we can shut this down, we can shut that down, we can take your freedom of speech away from you. Why? Because the foundations of how it all has started has been on dirty fraud and money, corruption, right? And we are the only people who can shout this out, because the next generation, like, there ain't going to be no pensions for the older people. They don't care about old people or at all. They don't have no care in public interest, right? Your money is what concerns you, because you have to feed your family, right? You have to go to work and pay up your car, right? All these services, what money you're putting into, these are what it all funnels. They're disgusting nastiness, right? When you look at, for example, I'll go off topic here and jump back onto topic. When you look at jail systems, right? Jail systems are now private, right? They're all privatized. So you see the agenda there for that, how the money situation takes place for that, right? Think about it. Just think about how that works. The agenda comes for that. Which side of it you want to look at it at? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because there's people who are locked up, yeah? Locked up in a cell, right? And they're still making money off of you. Think about it. They're still making money off of you, right? It's not a lie. Have a look at it up. Some people should know. It's about we think about things, yeah, that's in our faces, what they are throwing in our faces, right? We have this fraud which is paying for homegrown terrorists, homegrown paedophiles by the establishment itself. Yeah? The government, the establishment, this is the source, London, right? Because none of us would even think about charities. Do you understand what I mean? None of us would think about charities unless someone has it explained to you, right? How much do these CEOs make? Where does their money go? What does it fund? What pot do they pull money out from and pull it into another pot? Yeah? This is why we say pensions, offshore taxing, tax evasion. Think about it. If we didn't pay tax evasion, if we didn't pay none of our bills, yeah, what would they do to us? Like these companies, it's one law for one and another law for another. Do you understand where I'm coming from, guys? Do you continuously want to keep getting robbed, giving your money to this establishment which is only funding its own pocket? It does no concern, it doesn't have no interest in the public or public welfare, right? You've got countless addresses listed at these properties which are funding all sorts of things. And charities are the one kind of thing as an example. Fresh Start Foundation housing, that's in the public domain already. There is your example. You have to use your own head and think. Do your research. Think out of the box. Because charities are the worst thing. But for them, they are legal debt collectors. Because you're giving money, right? You're giving money, right? Your debt is going to charity. The money that you have is going into a charity. Yes, Margaret Thatcher, I knew that, mate. Margaret Thatcher, Finchley, Barnet, NW, her constituency. We can go back. Ted Heath's charity. All you need to do is follow the money. All you need to do is follow that white rabbit. Follow the digital footprints. Yes. This is exactly what I'm talking about, mate. Exactly. And thank you. Now, this is what this man is saying here. Yeah. We need to look at our government, right? Because government created this. If we did what these MPs, if we did what these companies was doing, how long would we be in jail for? How long would we be in jail for? Why is the media not talking about 788, 790 Finchley Road and what it links to? Why are they staying silent for? That's the point, because 788, 790, Woodbury Grove, Winnington House, Richmond House, it all leads to London. It all leads to the government. That is the source. You can argue with me and say, oh, I'm talking shit, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, right? Everybody on this planet knows, right? It doesn't matter what country you live in. The source is the government. They created this mess, and look how it has affected us. Yeah, you need to switch on, turn your light switch on in your head and see, am I realizing where my money is going? Am I seeing the actual bigger picture? Think about it. Think about it. You've got Barbara Kahan, right? I'm going to read it to you here, yeah? I'll get it up. I've got it on the background of my Twitter. For any of you who aren't following me on my Twitter, yeah? It's on my Twitter. And this is just a little bit I'm going to read. It says, the 88-year-old woman who helped set up around 3,000, I won't even say this number's applicable because it says 30,000 when there's plenty of pieces of information out there, right, where she's done over more than 300,000. But this is just an example which one of the papers had put. The 80-year-old woman who helped set up around 30,000 British companies lives in a modest flat in a leftist suburb of North London. Before her retirement 3 years ago, Barbara Kahan signed off tens of thousands of incorporation documents for companies formed in the UK at 788 790 Finchley Road. The companies were set up by a firm founded by her son, Keith Kahan, called A1 Company Services. All you have to do is look that up. Barbara Kahan, Keith Kahan, Joseph Kahan, Vladimir Kahan. Barbara Kahan was a social worker. She was a pioneer in Staffordshire. She was one of their top members or board members. She was around at Richmond House and the Elm Guest House scandal. And I'm not saying the other thing, but people who are listening, to you people who are watching, you will know exactly who I'm talking about. All you have to do is type in on Google, Barbara Kahan. She's on Wikipedia. Keith Kahan's there. If you look on my stream, if you look on my channel, I've got videos and it tells you the subliminal messages are all there. It's got the company house data on there. It's got everything on there. All I'm wanting to do, yeah, is highlight this, yeah. I'm showing you people who are watching, you people who do not understand, right? Please think for yourself. Are you concerned about your money? Do you understand where this currency goes, what it helps and supports? That's the question. That's the question. Your car might be broken down. Your door on your house might have fallen off. You can't even buy yourself a flipping sandwich because you're so paranoid to, I don't want to put my pound into that because I know that's funding terrorism or that's funding child abuse. But this fraud, right, is the pinnacle point. That is what it is doing. It's showing cover-ups. It's showing high-class cases which this fraud is protecting. Think about it. Companies are only designed to serve the government. That's what they was created for. Deed enforcers, debt collectors. Yeah? Think about it. That's all I want people to free think for themselves. Where is your currency going? What are you doing with your money? I know, I can see it myself by the research. Myself, it's on my Twitter, it's here on my feeds, the information, right? We've got it linking to offshore banks, Panama and Bahama papers, which MPs, people will know it's in the public domain who are connected to it. And you've got to think, all this of a library is already in public domains, right? And like I'd say, I'd like to say a big up to Kathy Fox's blog, because myself, I took myself to that blog and I thought, do you know what it is? I'm going to read this blog because there's a lot of people, yeah? There's a lot of people who aren't reading certain people's blogs. They're not sharing it. They're not sharing the information, right? You want to hear truth, yeah? You want to hear the truth, but you're not sharing the truth with others to know the truth. You believe it, you see it, but you're not sharing it. And that's the thing. We want you to share it. I want others to see themselves. I want people to share the information, because this is what hurts the government, is knowledge. Knowledge is power. It is greater than any sort of money or currency that we can imagine, because numbers make strength. Numbers make unity, right? And they are trying to kill us in every single way, shape and form, right? So think about this. Think about this. When the next time someone asks you, you owe blah, 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 taxes, you owe blah, 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 TV license, you just look at it and go, I ain't have that letter. I don't have a TV in my house. Straight up, because they want to take your money from every single angle, right? From any method, right? Wake up to the corruption, wake up to the lies, the corruption and the fraud, which all this leads to child abuse, it leads to cover-ups, it leads to MPs, it leads to London, it leads to every single point in the world. You look up offshore leaks, 788-790 Finchley Road, Woodbury Grove, flat 2, Winnington House, Richmond House. All you have to do is go look the Google, Highgate Road. If you don't want to look it up, go look at my videos on my channel. All you have to do is look at them videos. They're no more than a minute long. Bam, they're there for you. Think about it. Do your research. I had to go do my research, right, by looking for people who were sharing the same thing as me, then Googling it, then cross-examining it. This is the thing, and I don't want to, I'm not rushing nobody. This is a job, yeah, for everybody to take in, consume it, yeah. Once you see it with your eyes, once you've done your research, you feel it, you believe it, and it's like, I've been robbed my whole life, because these charities, these companies, right, these are all linked in to child abuse, covering up child abuse, children's homes, you name it. Right? They're saying, give money to children, but this money that you're giving is going to these CEOs, these fat cats. And you want to stop child abuse, you think you're saving child abuse, and these fat cats are feeding it into their pots, their higher pots, yeah? And next minute, you know what's happened? What's happened? Charity's either gone, that the money's disappeared, you hear of it for a few years, oh, going good, bam, the charity's gone to shit. Because majority of these charities are complicit in fraud, because the foundations have been built from the very beginning. And when you go look on Companies House, some of their names or information has been removed, or you have to pay for it. But that's not a problem. Some of us will pay for it. Some of us will go through other methods, right, to exposing the truth. Because the truth will be set free no matter what, right? I am a very big person on charities giving money. But when I see charities ripping people off, yeah, ripping people off, or I see companies who are meant to be exposing charities, right? Companies exposing this kind of stuff, yeah? And they're sat there gatekeeping, guarding information, right? And not doing what they're supposed to be doing, yeah? There is over how many charities, how many companies, all enlisted in umbrellas, rackets, and ladders with the estates, yeah? This is the problem. When are people going to realise and say, hey, this company my friend used to work in, or this company down my road's complicit in fraud, it's linked to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here's the director. The director's active, but his company was set up on the foundations of fraud. So all his money is not accountable for it. Look at the MPs, for example. I was saying this last time, right? If an MP is involved in fraud, he's part of a charity or an organisation, right? He's gonna want to be greedy in any aspect, right? Any aspect, because they are money hungry. They want more power. Beautiful example. So say an MP puts £50,000 or £20,000 into a donation thing, or puts it into something else, turns it over, lucrative money, yeah? So the money is just stand still, but it's like a dormant company. So somebody keeps putting money into a dormant company, and it's not doing anything. Think about it. This is why, yeah, I hate companies who commit fraud, right? And the average company gets done for it. The average company gets done for it, right? It could be innocent, but the cloned company which is committing fraud is copying that company which is legit. And innocent people suffer for it. Think about it, guys. You could be doing your own job. You could be working. Next minute, you know, that company has been defamated, right? But it was a crystal clear company. It could have been your company. And someone's cloned it, and then that company's disappeared. You're the one who's picking up this cloned company. The innocent person or the average person doesn't have a clue about it. They've copied your company, copied everything. Next minute, you know, one company is making how much money, and another company is just being thrown under the bus. So do you see my point then, guys? Do you see my point? Please go research these charities. Please go research 788, 790. Where did all your pensions go? Don't see, bro. So, as we're talking on, as you're talking about on, because someone asked the question, is all this Gordon Borden's work, Jesus, is using, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not. This information, yeah, Pandora's box, Gordon Borden, stayed silent. I'll do it. 2 seconds, guys. I'll put that in a minute. Give me a second. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. If you want, let me know. So then, guys. So, Gordon Borden. No, Gordon Borden didn't help me. Joanne Solis, the other person, had the director. Didn't want to know. Didn't want to know about all this information. I put it on Pandora's box group. It was sat in the approved tray for about 2 weeks. That says enough for me. Why are you complicit in holding information on companies? But that's just another story. That will come for another video. Do you know what it is? The point is, it's not Gordon's fault. The point is, right, it's Joanne Solis's fault. But I'm going to leave that there, because I said from the beginning, I will get to the root of this. We will get to the root of this. If the members and associates of companies, right, who don't want to expose mass UK fraud, right, mass UK fraud, right, this is the point. Mass UK fraud affects everybody. Yeah, it affects everybody's pockets. So why would companies who are supposed to be having information on this not expose it? That's the question. Because charities are involved, because Hawkstead Research are involved, because royals are involved, because past predecessor prime ministers are involved, because what? Because it leads to child abuse as well. Oh, we don't want to touch it. So basically, sympathisers who know that that information's there are going to be complicit in covering it up. That's the question. That's what I'm seeing. You know what it leads to, but you don't want to expose it. You want to stay silent, so you want to cover it up, just like the government. That is the point that I'm getting at. I'm here. This is Fraud and Corruption UK, right? The team of people, like what happened the other day, YouTube shut it down. We will continue exposing the truth, whether people like it or not. Simple as. With there's plenty more companies to come, there's plenty more information to come. To the people who are joining, to the people who are viewing, if you've not subscribed, if you've not shared, if you've not hit that notification, if you've not hit like, please do it. Please get it out there, because this concerns every single one of you people. This concerns you all. This concerns your kids. This concerns the future generation. Because it is all a big lie. We will not be silenced and we will not be stopped. You can shut down my previous Facebook groups, which had over 20,000 people in it. You can stop me from using Facebook Live and YouTube, but the truth will still be set free, no matter what. That is the point. The point is, companies taking £20,000 or more from people, or say they have sponsors, and then email them saying, oh, thank you for the £20,000 or £50,000 or whatever it is, and then turncoat saying, oh, we ain't got a receipt for that, we ain't got for that. You go looking and the company's got nothing in its books, it's missed taxes payments, it's you name it. It doesn't matter which way you're looking from it. That 20 grand wasn't in people's accounts. That 50 grand wasn't in people's accounts. These are what the companies are doing, fiddling their own books, because they want to keep the money in their own pocket. I've got the screenshots, taxi for Duran of Andrew Devine's things. I've got all the evidence of Gordon Borden's activity. I've got all the evidence, yeah, of that transfer that didn't go into Pandora's box. So I have some other people as well. But the point is, majority of people have seen it. Why the point is as well, why didn't Gordon Borden, why didn't Joanne Solis take that information that I have here? I've had all this information for over 2.5 years. I've sat there with it all. Listen, it's not Gordon's fault. The point is, yeah, the people in his corporation, the people in his company, right, didn't want it exposing. Gordon stayed silent and the directors kept their mouth shut. They didn't want to expose it. Because why? Because it was a company, because it was linked to Hawkstead Research. And you know the funniest thing is, they didn't want to help, but they talked too goddamn much. And that is the point. Why would you want to suppress something when there's charities, there's government people involved, there's high class amounts of money, yeah? Which is being transferred, which is used for cover-ups, lies, child abuse, extortion, child and human trafficking. Yeah? So you're going to keep it covered. You're going to have all these companies complicit and being a sympathiser, and you're not going to expose them. That is the point. The point is, yeah, you're doing a job, like you state, exposing fraud. Yeah? Exposing fraud. Why isn't your director doing it then? Why isn't your director doing it? You're going to tell me your director after this is going to take all the information what I've got and then try to claim it for herself. Sorry, not good enough. Because that's what she tried to do with Hawkstead Research. And then she became friends with them. But she was already on their list for a good year. She already knew that this company was connected to that one woman, yeah, who I am not mentioning her name. She knew this. But the point is, you are covering up for child abuse. You are covering up for fraud. Whole mass financial fraud. You sat on that information and you ran with it. Not saying it is companies, government, yeah, which is covering up this abuse. And all of this is affecting the whole population. The point is, yeah, the point is, question justice or loyalty. Are we wanting justice, right? Or are we going to be loyal to only the people who you only trust? The justice is everybody deserves justice. I am justice, yeah. I ain't loyalty. I'm justice because I want the justice, yeah, for people who deserve it. And I'm going to go ends and means for them people to get the justice they deserve. And sympathisers, people who are involved, I'm not going to be stopped. UK fraud and corruption is not going to be stopped because companies are where it starts, right? Companies are where it starts. And when your livelihoods are affected because companies are involved in fraud, people's eyes, yeah? People's eyes will see it for themselves is, why are you running? Why are you running? That's the question. Think about it. Why would you run? You put a £1 share into a company that's involved into a ladder or an umbrella, right? And then you try and run. Try run with something else. When it's all documented, Companies House, secret bases, all of these places. Harbouring information, right? That's the thing. You're hiding information. But it's all good because we already know what is what. Right? We already know what is what. We already know what the score is. The score is that we are the people that suffer, even yourself. Even yourself. Because you yourself are only human, you who work in these companies. You yourself that work in these companies, you are human, yeah? You are only human. The devil doesn't care. The devil is not loyal to any of you people. It's only loyal to himself. No loyalty among devils. Because like the government does, they will always throw one of their own under the bus if need to, yeah? Just like with the whole situation of what has been going on that some people have seen, they threw their own under the bus, just like Pandora's box threw their own under the bus because they didn't want to save anybody else. They threw themselves under the bus. And the information which was stacked up, right, was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Swift Incorporations. Please stay away from Swift. Swift's not a company. I've never seen Swift. Swift Incorporations is connected to Church Street. That's what you kept quiet. And when you keep quiet about something, we are going to dig. Right? When you start hiding child abuse up, when you start hiding stuff up, we are going to dig, yeah? All the information, what I've got, yeah, is already out there on the internet. It's spread far and wide. Spread far and wide. Don't like it? Lump it. I've spread all this information so far and wide. This is only a taster, yeah? There is a lot more, yeah, that is going to come out. And I'm telling you now, that's already been spread far and wide. I'm just building it up. I'm warming it up for you people. We, fraud and corruption, are warming it up. Yeah, we are not going to stop. We will dig. You get me? We will dig. No word of a lie. We will dig. Like it or lump it. The truth will be set free no matter what, and there is nothing you can do about it. And that's all it is. That's all it is. People have got to be aware. Do your children come first? Are you sick of the money that's been taken off of you when it could have gone to your child? Are you sick of your money being taken from you, right? When it could be for your child and the government's taking it from you? Are you going to allow this anymore? Think about it. I'm going to leave you on a note before I go. How many charities are in the UK? How many charities have been in Finchley, Barnet, NW alone? Have a look at the charity registrations list or registrars list. Trust me, you'll be surprised. Addresses lead to many places. And guys, so does your money. Remember, before I jump off this live feed, I'm going to say it again. London is the black market. London has a secret to tell. Some of us know what that secret is. Some of us can see and where it goes and what it leads to. Think about this, guys. This is Fraud and Corruption UK. I'd like to say a big thanks to all you people who have been watching. I'd say big up to all the people who are watching, all you new subscribers. If you haven't hit the like, hit the share, please hit that like, please hit that share, the notification button. This is Thursday Thoughts for Thursday. This is charities, this is corruption. Guys, you have a good night. Think about what I've said. Peace.